Hey everybody, Joe Joseph here for thedailysheeple.com, and this is your news shot. New York Times, they're going there, and I got to be honest with you, I kind of expected that they would at least look in the general direction of Kim Jong-un with regard to these computer attacks, but I didn't think they'd just go and point the finger, point blank. New York Times reports in computer attacks, clues point to frequent culprit, North Korea. That's right, those pesky North Koreans, they're at it again. They say intelligence officials and private security experts, I love how they say that new digital clues point to North Korean-linked hackers as they suspect in the sweeping ransomware attacks that have crippled computer systems around the world. The indicators are far from conclusive, of course, because it's all a bunch of BS. And you know that they need a boogeyman, and you know that they're chomping at the bit to go to war, and you know that, why not go after the hermit dictator? Not to say that the guy's not a freaking asshat, but I can tell you that chances are Kim Jong-un was not the culprit. It was probably some, 25-year-old hacker in mommy's basement that did it. But don't let the facts get in the way of a good story. Now, it goes on to say the attackers based their weapon on vulnerabilities that were stolen from the NSA. Security experts at Symantec, which is in the past, they've accurately identified attacks mounted by the United States, Israel, and North Korea, found early versions of the ransomware called WannaCry. They used tools that were also deployed against Sony Pictures Entertainment, the Bangladesh Central Bank last year, and the Polish banks in February. American officials said Monday that they had seen the same similarities, right? Because no one can go ahead and take a copy of that, because once you put it on the internet, it's out there. Nobody could take a copy of what North Korea may have used in the past and used it, for their own gain. And then why would you go ahead and do that if the NSA is doing it themselves? And let's not forget about this glaring fact that it was the NSA themselves that found this vulnerability and then came up with the WannaCry malware tool and, subsequently let it get leaked out there. So really, is it Kim Jong-un's fault and North Korea's fault if the United States, out of sheer recklessness, puts this stuff out there and then he uses it? I mean, it's out there. It's out there for the world to use. If it ain't going to be Kim Jong-un, who's it going to be? It's very interesting. All of those attacks, they say, were ultimately linked to North Korea. President Barack Obama formally charged the North in late 2014 with destroying computers at Sony in retaliation for the comedy The Interview. Interesting enough that, they would use that as justification to further sanctions and everything else on North Korea. Look, this is one of those things that until we get war with North Korea, I think we're just going to keep seeing this. The North Koreans did it. The North Koreans did it. The North Koreans did it. You may see Iran come in here. You may see Syria. Syria, Iran, and North Korea are the last three countries that General Wesley Clark had pointed out in 2005 were countries that the United States was very interested in taking down, in deposing the dictators or the supreme leaders and, putting their own puppet government in there so that they can go ahead and thereby rape the resources of those countries and install their own puppet. That's what they want to do. So this is the real intention of this kind of propaganda propagated by the New York Times and others like them. And you're going to see a lot more of this as it comes on. That crazy Kim Jong-un, he's at it again. He's at it again. When really, if we just left the guy alone, you think he would be that crazy? I doubt it. I'm Joe Joseph. This was thedailysheeple.com's news shot. Feel free to comment below and visit our website at thedailysheeple.com. Have a great day.